This hangout on air is live. Happy Monday, everybody. Love Mondays because I don't have to work during them like everyone else.
Mark, do you have to work on Mondays?
Nope. Or any other day. How about you?
Oh, that's nice. I like
Other
that.
than cooking? No. And cleaning? No.
I do some of that. Not here, I haven't.
Me
I
neither.
could.
That's good.
I don't.
You're not
either.
supposed to.
I have the ability. I have the talent.
I don't.
It could happen.
All right, let's start the show.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 billion. Obscene, dirty, filthy, immoral. What are you people? On dope?
Welcome to Jamhole. Today is Monday, October 26, 2015. Oh, my name is Matt.
I'm BJ.
Oh my god. And special guest in the studio all the way from our most fucked up state ever. What's up, MDS?
Woohoo! Glad to be here. Thank you.
As you heard on the last episode, we had a contest, kind of a raffle of sorts. We raffled off tickets to come hang out with us and smoke legal recreational weed in 2 states, not just one, nay,
Yeah.
2 states, crossing state lines and shit. And well, the only one who submitted was this guy, and so he won. So hey, welcome here.
Or was I the loser?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
How do you feel? This is almost the end of your trip. Do you feel like you're a winner or a loser?
I think I was the winner. I'd like to stay here another week.
You got one more day, well, one more night here,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna go do a little sightseeing.
Yep.
What do you what's on the agenda after you leave us?
Gonna go see the mountains. You're down here on the coast. Not a lot of mountains here. Gonna go up and see Mount St. Helens. They got flattened 20, 30 years ago. And go see the big mountain, Mount Rainier.
That'll be fun. I've seen them from afar, like from Hempfest. You can see Mount Rainier off in the distance from Myrtle Park. But yeah, I've never like actually been up there. There's supposed to be a lot of good camping and hiking and all that shit up there. So
Well, you're only 2 hours away, so you just pack the baby in the trunk and
it's a long 2 hours. I've been collecting all of the foam and the padding from all the shit we have. Like we get shipped a lot of stuff because there's no stores here. So I've been collecting all the peanuts and everything. And I think I have enough to fill in the trunk in like a little baby shaped, and then you can just set the baby in there like you'd pack a box.
Oh, okay.
And then it'll be all protected, right, from the foam and the bubble wrap and yeah.
Well, we were talking about the other thing to do with those peanuts is we could make a raft and put it out on the river and send you out Viking funeral style.
That is also true. Peanuts float.
So
I almost made the mistake.
Kick that'll make Matt's
we
mics
gotta
go. If you're kicking the table, it's on.
Are you kicking tables?
He's kicking tables.
That's all right.
Sorry.
We got a new health stone in today. It's a piece for the Sasquatch. Got a health stone that fits in here, and I totally forgot that. Well, I almost forgot. Every time it comes, they send stuff in a box of peanuts, and we were outside smoking. I was like, oh, cool. This must be. And like I started to open it, and then I was like, wait a sec. These peanuts are gonna be everywhere. So we didn't. So now they're everywhere in here. But that's okay.
And that's how we got talking about alternative uses for peanuts.
Right. And that's how we were gonna build a ship to float the baby on. No, me to float me
maybe
on.
you.
Me or the baby.
We could shoot the bow and arrow like in Game of Thrones. Try and hit you.
Flaming bow and arrow. That's awesome. So you knocked out a couple of things on the old bucket list. You've been to states now that you have never ever even heard of.
I've heard of them.
Like Oregon. You've never heard of.
They're a long way away. It's out of sight, out of mind.
That's
And as we were talking about, it's the tyranny of distance. It's a long freaking way from Florida up here.
Yeah, cross country. I made that drive a couple times.
Yeah, me too.
It's probably not as horrendous as being on a plane, just because you got to deal with like the plane and sitting in the terminal and all that shit. And that I'd rather just be sitting in a car, like in my control.
Yeah, well, the horror in a car is more slow motion. It's after
Right.
8 days to get across.
But
You-
it could be interesting though. You see some weird shit on the road, especially cross country driving.
like driving east to west, and your buddy told you Chicago was halfway, and you get there and realize he was really
Wait
wrong.
a second. This is not even close to halfway.
You're just getting started when you get to Chicago.
I still have to cross.
Your
Great
buddy told you
Lakes.
that Chicago was halfway here.
I
Yeah.
think your buddy was trolling you first of all.
That was not very nice.
So we went and bought some legal recreational marijuana
Yeah, we
right
did.
here in the beautiful state of Washington. Made you buy it actually. Well, we didn't make you. You offered.
You tricked me. You said it would be an experience.
It was like literally you go to the store and you're like, "Oh, what weed would I like today?" And then you get overtaxed on it and but you're not a criminal, right? It's the price to pay to not be a criminal and to have that access, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's like the experience of buying gas or the experience of buying a
What?
6-pack of beer. I don't know.
Well, it
Just
is.
wasting
Beer
money
is
on
exactly what it is
commodity?
now. Like
Yeah.
years ago, beer would have been this experience.
In Prohibition?
Yeah.
They did it
Well-
way more on point though. Here we do not have places that you can just go and hang out and there's like people just smoking and then the knock on the door and like everything turns around and you're like at a church service. Like the speakeasies back in the Prohibition days, if what I have been shown from television is true, and all of those things rotate around and then there's the guy like serving water, you know, like they had a lot of tech then.
BJ, you know what he's talking about with the
Speakeasies.
rotating thing? I
The
don't want the
bar
rotate.
that-
What's the
Right,
rotating
like
part?
you pull the bookshelf out of the book out of the
Oh,
bookshelf.
the secret
and-
door.
Right. So
Okay.
all the speakeasies, they had those things set up, right? To where like the keno table would flip over and it's
Okay.
like checkers.
Like in
and
Young
then-
Frankenstein, where
Yes,
put
Yes.
the candle back.
exactly. But like you don't see that kind of cool shit with weed prohibition. It's just like I would call my friend and then wait for his fucking stoner ass to get up and then wait for his stoner ass to like actually make it to my house with weed. Hopefully he remembered to bring because that's why he was coming over. And that's it. You didn't go to a place and have, you know, the speakeasy experience.
Stoner life does seem to be a lot of waiting.
Right? If I had a nickel for every fucking hour I've spent waiting.
You're waiting for somebody, waiting for something.
It's not as bad as with other things like tweaker time. I don't know if you're
That is
either
horrible.
of you are familiar with the
No,
tweaker
not really.
time.
Tweaker time is the worst time.
What happens at tweaker time?
Tweaker
Tell
time.
Tell him, tweaker, what happens?
Fuck you. Your buddy gonna call you up and he's gonna be like, "Yo, Jizzle, I'll be over there in like 5 minutes."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you soon. So I'm looking at my clock and I'm like, I gotta be to work in a half hour. Fuck, there ain't no way I'm gonna see that person today. Like,
So 5 minutes turns into,
Into,
well, I better
like-
do this line real quick. And then that turns into the loop of tweaking that one might get into, right? When you do some
now I gotta
tweak.
wash my counter off because I
Right.
don't
Oh,
want that
but then I
line to
gotta-
be there when I
I got to take all this stuff and I got to move it over here, right? And then I'm gonna wipe this up and then I'm gonna maybe move this over slightly. So each one of those things takes time, and before you know it, it's 3 hours later.
But if
and
you're the one waiting for him,
you're not on
you're-
tweaker time,
right.
You're on. I'm getting pissed because I'm about to get late
Okay.
for work and I need my tweak.
so if you're
time.
waiting for a guy, it's the same waiting for a tweaker as for a stoner.
No, you won't be waiting near as long.
Okay.
As on tweaker time, because tweaker time is a 24-hour clock that can sometimes go into the next day, early morning, next evening, perhaps even the day after that. But being the good tweaker you are, not on tweaker time, you will patiently wait, or you will blow up the phone of that tweaker and probably all the other tweakers. So if you can get, I think the equation is 5 tweakers,
Yeah.
all on tweaker time, all on the same thing, like trying to bring you some drugs. One of them will eventually make it to you. So tweaker
Okay.
time.
Hey, I learned something.
within
But
5 hours.
Stoner time is different because you don't really. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna need some weed here, and then they're like, yeah, I know, I'll get around to it when I get to it, and you're both just like, meh, whatever, it'll happen when it happens. But tweaker time, and then there's like pill opiate time, which is even worse because that's the time where you're actually texting or calling every 2 minutes to be like, what's the update? Where's the ETA? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? Is it there yet? You know, like that kind of. And so, yeah, there's all sorts of.
Did you get
time
it? Is it blue?
continuums.
Is it pink? Is it green?
I know. What should I be getting ready for my ritual here? What is the route of administration here?
But you haven't seen opiate time in a while, right?
No, I haven't.
It's
been
good.
nice not having to wait for things like that when your body is like eating itself apart. Because there's nothing that shit will slow time down. It will turn your seconds into minutes. It'll turn your minutes into hours. It's agony.
Well, you're looking good. Looking like you've been avoiding the nasty stuff.
Yeah, you've been here for 3 years in a row when we first started the show.
Yep.
And then we took a little break from doing live shows during the great breakup of whatever year that was. And then all of this movement out here. So you've seen us at all the stages of life, right?
Like the 6 stages of grief.
The beginning where it's like honeymoon phase, and we're like 3 days a week, podcasting's awesome. Fuck yeah, we're gonna be rich, we're gonna be superstar. And then like, oh fuck this is like turning into a job. Like I don't. And then like all the drugs that goes in with that, and yeah.
And then I tell you, you don't really think you're gonna make a living at this, do you?
Oh no, no delusions of grandeur here.
You never thought of that.
No, we were 2 years too late to actually make that a possibility. I think 06 was the year. Yeah, all the like real big shows. Oh yeah, dude, and all that. They all started 06. We were 08. We were so close, but we were a little too late. But that's okay.
Back in the day, we spent a lot of time this weekend talking about all the Kalispell gang.
I know,
a lot of
reminiscing.
back in the day.
It's interesting because for someone that is from a state that's across the country, that tyranny of distance, you have a lot of mutual friends of ours, either through stories of the show or through actually meeting them from your visits.
Yeah, I can rattle
cool.
off 15 or 20 people I know in Kalispell. It's crazy.
More than I know in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We watched a little, got caught up on some shows. I gotta say, I thought this was amusing, and it wasn't just Mr. Scott Jordan from Scotty Vests, but it was kind of the whole internet, which was weird. You know how the internet's usually like they're pretty like on point as far as spoilers of shows. Like there will be giant all caps like spoiler alert. This fool just got killed in that show you're watching. You know, something like that. And when they don't, like, people get pissed, right? Like they have a weird emotional attachment to these shows. And I'm like reading on Facebook, like, oh my God, guys, did you just see The Walking Dead? I can't believe they killed. And then like they had the dude's name. And I was looking at it, and there's like 2 likes and then like 30 comments. And I'm like, ooh, this should be good. Click, scroll.
You're a troll.
And it's just like, oh man, he invoked the rage of the nerd populace that is clad in Scotty vests. And so much, in fact, that he went and had to edit the post, removed the gentleman or lady's name. See, I'm not going to tell you who it was. It's the Asian guy. But he removed the name and then put in like blanks, right? Like underscores. I can't believe they killed. It's so good. But then like the rest of the internet, I guess, had gotten the same troll there. So it was weird. There were articles about the spoiler of the show that was getting spoiled. It was a very meta thing I haven't experienced yet.
And did you see all that before we watched the show this morning?
I did. And so
were you pissed?
I knew who was going to get killed. But see, personally, I try not to have silly emotional attachments to shows that are designed to make people either think a certain way or buy a certain thing, as these are. So
a few years ago, I remember Walking Dead was all you could talk about.
Me?
You were just so into it.
Just, I think killing zombies in general, maybe the metaphor for,
okay.
I don't know, maybe.
Or maybe you just lost
no, I've watched, I never like focus on one show because the way we watch them, so I can watch multiple. I feel like I was never that into one except for South Park.
Okay.
But maybe not. I'd have to go back and listen, which I will probably never do, but
Correct.
I could, or better yet, one of you could, and then let me know what I thought about that and how into it I was.
Okay.
So
We'll get right on that.
but it's interesting, like the phases that people go through in regards of what they're watching and what they're scared of. We had the whole vampire craze, we had the alien craze, we had like the time travel craze. It's kind of like a pulse of what the people are either scared of or thinking of. And we're right now balls deep, right? To just deceased zombie balls deep.
You think we're at peak zombie?
I think we're at peak zombie here. So much, in fact, that in New Mexico, a gentleman there was watching, and not just watching, right? They were binge watching, Netflixing and chilling, if you will, right? Some Walking Dead. 23 years old. He was beaten by his friend, another 23-year-old, and he did it because they were watching the show. They were drinking just a little bit, right? They were watching the show, drinking, and he thought his friend was starting to turn into a zombie and tried to bite him, and so he beat him to death with his hands, feet, an electric guitar, a microwave, just whatever was laying around.
Well, I think we can CSI this from afar with your knowledge.
Sure.
What do you think was the drug that was involved?
I would probably shot in the dark here. I would say bath salts, perhaps, only because the track record of bath salts has some zombie-esque attributes to it, I guess.
More deadly than weed, I think.
Definitely more deadly than weed. Perhaps some of that Waka Flocka shit that makes people crazy. I mean, there's all sorts of variations of that. But,
that if they had been watching that many episodes of it for that long, by the sounds of that, there was probably some meth or speed of some sort prior.
That would give you the good psychosis and paranoia. That would be like...
And then you get a bad batch where your buddy's trying to bite at you.
Did you just try and bite me? Hold up. Did you just try and bite me? And then microwave to the head?
Just nearest object.
I like that they were just close enough to proximity of the microwave that like that was brought in as a weapon. Like usually... you'd have to move the fight into the kitchen where all of that stuff. They were just like microwave, electric guitar, a knife. Like he had the whole. It's like they were playing the Walking Dead board game.
Now the problem we got with this is everybody carries the disease already. So the fact his friend wasn't dead, he should have known his friend wasn't dead.
If anything, he was making his friend a zombie by killing him. Well, except that he did beat him about the head area. So that is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to kill somebody and make sure they don't come back using Walking Dead rules, got to beat them about the head. So
it's more or less gruesome than when blank bit it in Walking Dead this morning.
Interesting. Well, I would say more because that was like the herd.
Yeah.
Literally, and I don't want to spoil it, but literally the whole herd basically. It was like, oh, hey, buddy, bared down. So
microwave is worse then.
Yeah, I think so. Worse than getting your entrails yanked out of.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Do you remember that? What was
would you
that?
rather
It was like
one person beat your head against the wall or like the whole house tumble down on you at once?
It depends. The house isn't pulling your entrails out of your stomach while you're still screaming. So I like to think like the house would be like the Wizard of Oz when they dropped it on that one chick, right?
Quick death, slow death, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a quick death.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to see your own guts.
Probably not a good. I mean, unless it's like a endoscopic video
camera up the butt,
right? Or camera up the butt, exactly. Hey, curious. I did see some postings on Facebook about some older gentlemen getting some cameras up the butt. Is that something I have to look forward to, or do you have a camera up the butt when you were? You got some gray hairs there. Like how
I'm not that old.
But have you had the camera up the butt yet?
I'm resentful that you're even asking me.
I'm just curious what I have to look forward to because I saw a lot of postings on Facebook this weekend about that. And they were a little older than myself. So I was just curious if they did something to have to get a camera up the butt. Because if that's the case, I will avoid whatever that was. But if you just have to, everyone has to. Then
I have not. but everybody tells me, "Oh, it's nothing to worry about. It's not a big deal at all."
That's what they all say.
You haven't seen my doctor's hands, have you?
I think they're just trying to trick you, or they're trying to put the karma or the pain onto somebody else.
It's the anticipation.
Yeah, so I think they get the laugh when somebody else gets it.
It's not something you have to. It's like voluntary.
I don't
like,
know.
Oh, my
I don't
butt
know.
feels weird. I better see what's up there.
I'm more of the patient than I am the doctor.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So I can tell you what's happened to me. I can't tell you a lot about why.
So when you had a camera up the butt, how did that go?
Well, unless there was a camera on the end of that finger,
so
no, I
not
have not gotten the
okay.
camera. Maybe she put a camera on her finger
Like
and
a
didn't
glove
tell me.
that had 5 little cameras in there.
I don't think she had all 5 fingers up there.
Like 3? What are we talking? 2? 2? 1?
What kind of guy do you think I
You're
am?
talking colonoscopy
He doesn't
type
kiss
stuff,
it. He
Matt.
doesn't kiss and tell. Hold on.
Matt, you're talking colonoscopy type stuff.
That's the camera.
My shit is not worn
so what's
out.
the other one?
It,
Thank you.
It was not like a hot dog down a hallway, if that's what you mean.
I was crying, and she gave me bus fare when it was finished, though. So what's the other one? I thought that was a
no.
so the
The colonoscopy is
that's the camera up the butt.
yeah. That's,
So what's the finger up the butt?
Prostate.
That's Friday
Prostate,
night.
baby. Yeah.
Friday night, Saturday
That's,
morning.
buy me-
Prostate exam.
Let's buy me a beer.
right? It's just simple done. Like,
Yeah.
but
In and out.
yeah, no. The camera is more in depth if they assume
if the
you have
finger
an
can't
issue.
reach, or if
If the finger finds an issue,
does the finger find it like it just feels, and it's like, well, this doesn't feel like a healthy beehole. What's
Well, that
like? What?
if you had
Okay.
really short fingers, like the guy on that Herzog documentary today, he
yeah,
would
well,
not be
yeah,
able to do
watching.
it.
I like come in and there's
In
this weird
Antarctica.
guy. He sounds like the Swede from Hell on Wheels. I'm like, what are you guys watching?
And his index fingers are really short.
Really?
It's an
Yeah, they're about as long as his pinky.
Antarctica documentary.
About the great poles and the portal that takes you to Middle Earth and the poles. That's interesting shit.
It was weird.
Some ancient
It's kind
aliens
of cool.
stuff.
No, it was all
No,
modern
what?
scientists that were very strange.
Yeah. You got to have an interesting like character type to want to do that.
To live in Kalispell.
I kind of wanted to go live at the research station in Antarctica after I saw it in that other documentary about how we're all killing the ice up there. And
Yeah.
polar bears. That was a different one than the one you guys watched, but yeah. And those scientists also a little quirky.
I've seen
Interesting.
both.
Interesting.
Seemed like a lot of men.
A lot.
A lot of
An awful lot.
awful
of
lot of strange scientist men.
Oh, that's awesome.
I liked the scrawny dude who was like talking about how he's like, well, I just describe us as everything trickles down and you're there.
All the loose ends that
Yeah.
people try to get rid of. Well, we end up here. That's cool though. That would be an interesting. I mean, just to like do it for 6 months or a month or like a week or something. You know, that'd be fun. I think.
Yeah, but you go all that way, and all Herzog discovered was a bunch of crackpot armchair philosophers.
Well, see, Herzog. I enjoy his filming style. He always asks the wrong questions. I think he
Is
needs
that his
to-
problem?
I think so. Just from filmmaker to filmmaker.
Yeah.
I just want to give him a couple points. Like, ask the right questions, dude. You're asking the wrong weird questions in your weird voice. Hire a narrator and then have your team of writers ask the right question, or have the narrator ask the right questions.
Have you been cranking out films lately? I must have missed them.
Me? Have
Yeah.
you not seen all of my reviews on YouTube?
From what?
The stuff
From-
stoners like
Oh,
things.
the lit e-nail, the quartz castle, the nectar collector, the fake nectar collector, the Phoenician grinder.
Oh,
There's so
you're
many.
calling those films.
They're short films.
Okay.
But yeah, they are
That's what he's
films.
calling
Okay.
films, yeah.
They are
and,
films.
but you do have a narrator.
Yeah,
Okay.
myself.
Okay. I take it
But yeah.
back. Well done.
She's in some of those films.
My bad.
Yeah.
I am.
We did different styles. We filmed one like a sitcom. I think that came out well. We've
What's the
done-
deal?
What's the deal with all this pot, you guys? I don't know. He
No.
just keeps sending it to me and asking me what I think about it. And I'm like, oh, this is good pot.
Then there was one where he threw lots of weed at me.
Yeah, I threw weed at her at one of them. We were getting her to train to be able to do weed reviews because I was swamped. And so she's doing like push-ups and jumping jacks, and I'm throwing weed at her while she's doing it, and she's trying to catch them and smell them and tell me what strain it is, and I'm like throwing. That one came out actually pretty good. I'll tell you, Windows Movie Maker is on point.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. So speaking of weed again, what did you think of the whole? I mean, it was just like a grocery store type experience. I mean, what were your preconceptions of the legal weed like thing, and then like how true was it?
I think it's pretty much dead on. I've seen a couple of documentaries, or it's on the news and stuff. They go into the dispensary wherever it happens, California.
I've seen a couple of my short films.
It was cool comparing the Washington and the Oregon styles, though.
That was cool because I haven't been to Oregon to buy recreational weed.
Yeah, that was really different.
Yeah, what did you think?
Well,
Oregon
down
was
there,
different.
to let everyone know, like in Washington, there's a separation between medical and rec, and they're different stores. Like you can either be a medical or you can be a recreational shop. In Oregon, they basically took all the medical shops and said you can also sell rec now, but you can only sell certain things to certain people, right? Like if you're a medical card holder, you can get extracts and edibles and all of that. You can basically have reign for the whole shop, medical rules. But if you're a recreational shopper like we could see everything, which was weird, and they would tell you about everything, but you could only buy flour. You couldn't buy edibles. You couldn't buy extracts. You could only buy 7.5. Was it 7? It was 7.5 grams, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So compared to the like ounce or two that medical patients can have. So it was interesting in that aspect, seeing like not everything being pre-packaged like in a store. Like you have your jars and then your bag.
That was the part that was weird.
It was
to me.
big jars, and
Yeah.
he's like, how much do you want? And then he'd weigh it out there. And
Yeah, the Oregon was a little more fun because of the big jars. It's like you see the bounty.
And that's what all the dispensaries are like in
Yeah.
Montana, even. Like it was just big jars of different strains of cannabis that, you could may or may not have been the cannabis that was labeled as. You never know. But
it's closest.
That was my thing. It seemed, because I had seen here first, it seemed more sketchy to me. Like, is that really what's in there? He's
Well,
like,
the medical
we don't
shops
know exactly
here-
what farm we got that from. We don't know quite where that came from. The guy here does grow some weed, but not
but we
all of his
smoked it all because
weed.
it was cannabis cup shit.
Yeah. So he really had no backing as to where or what kind of weed it really was. So it could have been.
Well, I mean,
complete-
it is tested and everything. And this was 3.5 grams of Firefly.
The Oregon shop was really closer to the candy store metaphor. Where you walk in, there's these giant jars filled with candy. And you say, oh, I want a half pound of that.
But you can't
and 3
touch
pounds
it.
of that.
But
Well, you can't touch it in the candy store either.
Oh, come
Jinx.
on. Oh, Jinx. Now you both shut the fuck up.
Ah,
Buy me a soda. No, and they weren't as much as the
I
kid
still
was
got peanut
like,
butter cups out there.
ooh. As much as the kid was like, we're being watched all the time by these cameras. He sure like didn't really. He kind of was maybe too stoned to get his game on point. It seemed like he was kind of fumbling, and kind of I don't know. He was really nice and everything, definitely. But
There was something off about that kid.
There
though.
was something-
There was something off about him.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was kind of on the lookout here in Washington, Oregon, looking to see if it had turned to idiocracy in the
Because
last
of
year.
all the potheads?
Yeah, and so I was wondering if I was just going to walk into a place that was just surrounded by.
Really? I
that-
feel like
and
there's more idiocracy happening in the Bible Belt in the
Yeah,
deep
maybe.
South than there
It-
is here on the coast of Washington.
Maybe the closest we got was in that Oregon store.
Yeah.
But not too bad. I'm pretty impressed. The people here are keeping their shit together.
I know we can buy and sell weed and like still live,
But as you
and
pointed
take
out,
care of-
Function.
everybody has long practice at actually smoking it.
Yeah, that's
So
Yeah.
maybe that's the fallacy.
it ain't nothing new.
That's the fallacy of idiocracy.
What did you think of you met our friend from Growers Outlet, the owner there, Andrew?
Uh-huh.
Did he seem like a weed pioneering rec shop owner to you, or he was just like, I'm just here to sell weed?
No, he seemed on point, optimistic. I think he definitely had an optimistic outlook. He obviously put a lot of work into his shop, into his store setup, and I think he's put a lot of money and effort into it, and he's looking for the payoff, and I think he's going to get it.
I think so too. Slow and steady. And
Now, as a person, what do you think of him?
he is a jovial motherfucker. I
My-
swear, every time I go in there, he is just like Santa Claus. Like
Yeah.
he's just so jolly
He's
and
too
happy. Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
It is. He's really a happy guy. Like this is like how Matt's job has made Matt super happy, and this like you had told Matt's boss
Uh-huh.
that his job has made him extremely happy. I feel like that job has done that for Andrew.
Yeah. For someone that sells more weed than he smokes, like he is unusually happy. Impressive. So let's real quick here. This is some Firefly that we got from the Oregon Medical / Rec Shop. Do you want to just go ahead and give this a quick smell? And we've been training MDS here on weed reviews and how to do them, and all of the different descriptors.
Is this the one with my name on it, or
It
yours?
sure is. That's your name.
So you're not even legally allowed to.
I'm not born
touch it?
in the. Yeah. No, we're not driving, so it's okay. That was the other thing. Like when you buy it, your name gets printed on the sticker
In Oregon.
Yeah.
In Oregon, yeah, not here, but yeah, it gets printed on the sticker, and then that sticker goes on the bag, and that bag has to be in that person's possession. So if like when we all got in the car, because you can only buy 7 grams each, 7.5 each. So we each had to buy our quarters. So he's like, all right, now make sure that you have the one with your name on you if you get pulled over, because they will check that, I guess. So that was kind of funny. Like put our name on it. And he's like, here's your.
So does that mean we all have to have like our own joint in Oregon? Like we can't share because this weed had my name on it?
No, once you get it home, this is just the rules for like, I guess, public transportation of it. Like here in Washington.
That's what I mean. Like
it
we're all
has to
walking
be-
down the street. Like if we're just walking down
Well,
the
you
street.
can't smoke in public.
Okay. There you go.
Freedom indeed, my friends. Freedom indeed.
So which one is this again?
That is the Firefly, named after one of our favorite sci-fi TV show / movies.
Right. Well, I would say I
Is
can definitely smell the terpenes.
Ooh, pulling out
a little
the big words.
little lemony, and a little laundry detergent.
Ooh, lemony laundry
Lemon
detergent. I like
laundry
that.
detergent.
Beats the piney A1 sauce smell of
No,
the
Heinz. He said Heinz.
other weed that we were.
You've been laughing at me all weekend as you try and drag
I've
descriptions
been
out of
adding
me.
like bits and pieces of what he says to these latest weed reviews, because they're all weed that we've been reviewing since he got here, and yeah, it's awesome.
It's like me doing wine tasting. Tastes like grape juice.
Tastes like vinegar and piss. Is that an after note of some shit in there as well?
What do you think, BJ?
I think it's got a bit of a pine citrus.
Ooh, a pine citrus. Interesting. I'm sure the podcast listeners are loving this, but take the bud and you crack it open and you just jam your nose in there and you go,
Oh.
and then you make up a bunch of adjectives.
Oh, I would also say the
Hopefully.
rhizomes are exceptional.
Ooh, the rhizomes. Now you're just making shit up. I like that. That's cutting edge. That right there.
You can see them.
Look at these. Oh, the trichomes.
I told you.
Oh,
That's what I said.
I thought you were being a smartass and being like the ribosomes or some shit. Like, look at its DNA.
Yes.
Look at its ACTs and Gs.
Did-
They're all amazing looking.
I could see the double helixes.
You could after you smoke some.
Yeah, I think I saw some last night.
How also, yeah, we kind of gave you your first borderline psychedelic experience on,
Yeah,
on
that.
some whippets. What did you think of that?
How can you just do that and do it? Oh, it was.
How can you just
was
do a
nuts.
whole box of those, Matt, by yourself and not share with us?
It was.
Practice, bro.
It was
Practice.
really strange. It really was like a kick in the head.
It's always amusing to me, like to watch our friends that have never experienced that sort of thing, and then because that's probably the lightest, most gentlest one to start you out on if you want to climb that ladder to enlightenment, right? So the nitrous, it's like over in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, but it is a little toe dip into the stream of what that other reality can offer.
It was like 10 or 15 minutes, but
You
I was
did
wacky.
you had some legs on that one. I was like into my 8th balloon, and he's still there like, I could move if I wanted to.
No, but
I don't want to. So I'm just gonna stay right here.
But that was from the trisomes.
The trichomes.
That's what I said.
That's right. It was from the riboflavin.
But yeah, the
awesome.
whippet really came out of nowhere. Just when I thought it was done or it wasn't going to happen,
came back.
and then whammo,
Wavy, huh?
it was wavy, and it was blue light and green light. But I thought it would be giggly euphoric, but it wasn't like that for me. I was just off in a club somewhere.
Now, do you
getting
assume that
hammered.
because he giggles a lot when he does it? He's like,
Or because it's called laughing gas. See, all of
Yeah,
these
I wasn't
drugs
laughing.
Can be tailored to your preconceptions that you have of them when you go into it, the pretext and everything. If I'm like, smell this grape smelling bud, and you smell it, that's going to be in your head. But if I'm like, hey, this bud smells like dog shit, smell it, and you're going to be like, no.
no, thank
I think
you.
you need to
No,
add some
I
terpenes
won't.
to the whippets to get them flavored right.
Ooh, could you flavor nitrous with terps?
So you get
No.
the
Patent
stone.
that. Patent that.
No,
You
that would
do
be
it?
awful.
You do it. You got a whole lab down the street.
First of all, nitrous is cold, right? That's gonna freeze the terps. You're gonna end up getting like shrapnel.
No, it's
sized
not
chunks
cold.
of terpenes in the back of your throat.
No, it's not cold. It's the expansion that makes it cold.
what?
It's not cold when
Bro,
it's sitting there
are
in
you
the
a
can.
Physicist even? Do you even
What's
physicist, bro?
Whose law is that? Kepler?
I think that's the trizomes.
Not Newton, which is the law that says an expanding gas gets
the
colder.
law of fatal attraction. It's the law of thermodynamics.
It's not cold when it's sitting there in the box, you knucklehead.
That is true. Interesting.
Your boss also said if we stayed here that you could have whipped cream.
Oh yeah,
With
that
your
there was
nitrous.
actual whipped cream that was made with that. I was like, that's not what those are for. They're for whippets, duh.
I actually want one of those.
A whippet or whipped cream?
The canister that I add the whippet to make the whipped cream.
Right. The tools of the trade.
So I can make homemade whipped cream, yes.
So after this experience now, do you think you're one step closer to being able to handle like a barter fair situation or perhaps a Burning Man type of situation?
Well, I do understand the Jamhole Church is kind of a lightweight organization. It's just a baby step into the whole thing, right?
Basically, we're the bottom rung, just above the shit there, like so that you can start climbing above it. We are that first step.
Well, I do trust in the church. I trust,
brother.
I have faith in the church and that the church will provide. I'm just not sure I trust that I can handle it. So that's what we have to think about.
More preparation, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps a good sweat lodging.
More
or
practice.
Fasting. Or more
practice.
More whippets.
I'll just practice whippets until I'm ready for barter fair.
You are doing well, I would say, for someone whose endocannabinoid system has not been like fully exploited. Like you've handled your shit pretty well.
Well, thank you. But I do feel I was delivered here solely for your amusement.
Give him drugs and see what he does. This will be awesome. No, that's cool. I'm glad you were able to like get out of your comfort zone a little bit. At least.
This is not my first rodeo, but I'm no bull rider either.
Well, yeah. We've been here before. We've been around this block before.
We got the tour of Sandy's place.
Been around the block, but not.
You actually, I forgot about that. You were here when we did that. So yeah, you've seen like actual medical marijuana grows in Montana, like plants before they're in giant jars of Bounty.
Yeah, back in the Sandy barn.
The Sandy barn. Yeah, I remember that.
They're in the corner.
Yeah, it was good times.
Is that where all those pictures are taken?
No, those were taken at the dispensary up the road from the Sandy barn.
Oh.
Yep. So
it was really cool to meet Rose, though.
Yeah. She's a trip. for
Jamhole
sure.
veteran.
I know. She was like one of the first.
Or
people we
Hotbox, maybe.
Yeah, Hotbox.
Yeah.
But yeah, we interviewed her way back. She was like schooling fools on decarboxylation back in like, what was that? It would have been 2010.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
She was on fire back then.
I know.
She was just
She's not so much now because of her position. It's like, well, now I can't really educate everyone because it's, it's kind of what we're doing. So,
but she was
back then she was like all about it.
She was all over those rhizomes and trisomes.
Oh yeah.
Tricorders.
Riboflavins and the tricorders.
And the turpentines.
Now it's like your secret sauce.
Oh, that's awesome. I've been seeing a lot of this kind of stuff, and I think this is probably the best one. And once we're full-on marijuana millionaires, we will probably have to invest in something called the Vivos. Now, this is the ultimate doomsday community bunker for the rich and the paranoid. I'm not really paranoid, but then again, I'm not really rich. But one day, they say lots of people are obsessed with the idea of post-apocalyptic world, and playing to their fears and fantasies is what Vivos does best. They create luxurious doomsday bunkers created by California entrepreneur Robert Vincino. The bunkers are exclusively meant for those who can afford them and deemed worthy of the owner himself. They own a network of underground shelters, but the exact locations are carefully guarded secrets. Vivos is the only co-ownership community shelter network on the planet, reads the marketing material, which assumes that the time for evacuation is fast approaching. They say limited space is still available for those that qualify. For those that cha-ching qualify, members are now boarding. Don't be left on the other side of the door when the purge starts to happen, bro.
That swimming pool doesn't look like a bunker to me, though.
No, well, isn't that the point? And you've maybe seen stuff like this on the show, Doomsday Preppers or whatever. And the one I saw on that show, that was like their whole goal was to make it a bunker without seeming like a bunker, so that your psychology you're not like, oh, fuck, I'm in a bunker. Like, people had jobs in there they had to go to. It was like a normal community, just, in a bunker.
How do you think paranoia
You're trying
is?
to live in a bubble, basically.
Kind of. Well, not a bubble, like a titanium plated fucking steel, like a fortress.
Yes.
Yeah. No, bubbles are soft and can pop. A fortress can withstand anything.
What do you think the paranoia trend is?
Is this because of zombies? Is that
yeah,
the next logical step?
That was my question. Is are these shows that Walking Dead AMC is going to basically 52-week a year zombies?
The zombie channel.
Are people getting more paranoid lately? Is the whole prepper
thing? It's because
thing?
of that, though, right? It's the media controls the mind thing. So if people, like, Facebook showed us that is true with their newsfeed experiment, right?
So,
they were making people feel a certain way based on what they would show them in their feed. It's all control like that. So if you're fed a bunch of this stuff, of course we're all gonna usher in the end of the world in our own little way.
Because I hadn't seen any Walking Dead, and just after watching 2 episodes, I wanted to go buy a gun and get some chickens and
start shooting
and some
people in the
honeybees.
head. I mean,
or just to be ready. So paranoia is a thing.
Well, and
see, I don't understand that aspect of it, but I've also grown up from day one around guns.
But he has a cause to feel that way living in Florida, which will disappear here in the next 2 to 3 years. You guys are going underwater. You know that, right? You guys are gonna disappear.
I can hold my breath.
I got a boat. I got an ark.
Have you kept in touch with those aliens in Atlantis so that you can in the Bermuda Triangle,
like in the movie The Abyss? You're just
so
like,
that when
save
it goes
me.
down, they will save you. Because I'm sure they'll save the smart ones. They don't want any of the stupid idiots up here. So
I have my packing peanuts. I'm safe. I can build a raft.
I'm going to build a replica of this guy's fucking bunker out of packing peanuts on the water. They say this underground complex can accommodate up to 80 people. Excuse me. For a minimum of 1 year of fully autonomous survival.
Autonomous.
I'm the one pronouncing it. It's pronounced autonomous.
You're in control of the soundboard, so I gotta let you win.
Autonomous, bro. It is said to resemble a very tasteful, comfortable 4-star hotel, complete with food supplies, toiletries, linens, prostitutes, medical supplies, a year's supply of fuel, a deep water well, geothermal heating and cooling, bedroom suites, bathrooms, theater, dining, lounge areas, exercise equipment, and even kennels for your weird fucking pets. Please, while we're here trying to like save ourselves, bring all your fucking animals too, because we'll need something to eat after that year of rations is finished. So there's a garden, of course, a good collection of security devices. What do you suppose that is? What's in their collection of security devices?
That thing that goes in your nose.
Oh, and that show Heroes?
Yeah.
New Heroes? Yeah. Oh,
Glad you knew what I was talking
about. You just
about.
sucked my powers out of my nose. Gross.
And it's 6 feet long when you pull it out.
That's so gross. Spoiler alert. That thing is fucking gross. Yeah, you can grow fresh veggies there. You can do whatever. Everything you would need to survive a natural, nuclear, or their words, not mine, even zombie disaster. Yeah, zombies, yo.
Yep.
Residents only need to be rich, bring themselves their personal clothing and any necessary medication. If you could just bring all the medication, that would be helpful. What if this guy is trolling and he's, instead of going out and like looting people's houses and dead bodies, he's just having them bring all the shit there.
All of them
button pressed, lockdown. And now I just own all your shit. Thank you, rich people. Thank you very much.
Well, of course he's trolling.
The best troll ever.
He's trolling for rich people.
That is true, right?
Right, but then
by offering them the one thing that they can't buy, right? Or they can't offer themselves, I guess, which is this dope ass underground network of bunkers. This 4-star bunker hotel. Oh, that's pretty badass though. I wish I was rich enough to I would just have one. Just we'd just go and have like seminars and ayahuasca retreats in it, you know?
It would be easier to get a shovel and literally bury your money in a hole.
You think? But look at this. Are you guys seeing here? We should be screen sharing this for the 8 listeners that are watching this. Look at this. Look at this guy, just smug, hands crossed with his giant steel door. That's cool. Here's the living space for those of you watching live. Not too bad. A little home theater there, looking real nice. I don't know what this is. That's the round table, right?
Where's the knights?
Here, that's where they gather. The Jedis gather, and they have their...
Oh, it looked like a bathroom from here.
That is not a toilet.
Okay.
Although... but yeah, I mean, that is... Look at this. Look at this. An aquarium? Is that an aquarium? That looks like an aquarium.
Yeah.
And you got people that live there and take care of that shit, right? That's pretty phenomenal. Here we have a map of where one is located secretly beneath a huge forest, as they say in the article. Not too bad.
Beneath a forest.
In case of an actual doomsday event, accepted members of the exclusive Vivos Club will arrive at one of the bunkers at their own discretion prior to lockdown, landing their private planes at one of the conveniently nearby airports. From there, they'll be picked up by our helicopters and safely flown to the bunker where they will access their private quarters. Apart from the base mount, for their respective living quarters area, each family will have to pay their fair share of the cost for operational management, staffing, taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, and restocking as needed. So taxes? Hold up. Hold up. Who?
So this is doomsday prepping for millionaires is what it is.
Right. But who am I paying taxes to in a doomsday scenario? If Caesar is dead, who then does Caesar's taxes go?
I created these buildings on all this property that I own.
So he is Caesar.
So you are going to pay me to stay in my land.
Okay. What's his name? He is Caesar.
You only pay the taxes until the doomsday hits.
After that, then it's like insurance, and you get that back.
We do have social order right now. Everybody must pay their taxes
for now.
You pay your taxes.
Shit, yeah.
Damn right.
I pay all my taxes. $35,000 for adults, $25,000 for children if you want to live in one of the Indiana spaces that remain. And you can have monthly payments if you want, you know. That's not too bad. I mean, that's like the cost of a Hellcat Challenger, you know, like fully loaded. I mean, that's 40 grand
a month or
What's a Hellcat Challenger?
It says like my car, but like way faster with the V8 and the all-wheel drive. Like the Hellcat pack is the race pack that Dodge makes for it, I guess. It says a one-time fee. So that's to just get you in, right? Because then at the bottom it was like, oh, but you all also have to pay to keep it going, right? Yeah,
right, that's
apart
just
from
to
the base
secure your
amount,
spot.
then you each have to pay your fair share of costs for all the operation. Yeah, okay. So
at that point, it becomes communal living, and whatever expenses there are, y'all paying your portion.
right,
It's just an underground condo. That's it.
pretty much, right? But it's like it's fortified, underground fortified condo. It's more like an underground prison than a condo, I would say. This is kind of awesome for people, you know, that want gun control. In Indiana, there was a dog. Its name was Trigger, and it shot its owner. So I don't know if you put the dog down because it kind of has a taste for blood, but not in like the same way traditionally. You know, if a dog bites its owner and gets a taste for blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
he has the metaphorical taste for blood.
Wow.
Trigger.
Well, it's his destiny.
It could be 12 gauge shotgun. 25-year-old Allie Carter. She set her shotgun on the ground without the safety on. Safety first, right? It was during a waterfowl hunt, and the chocolate Labrador Trigger stepped on the shotgun and depressed the trigger. Shot in the left foot at point blank range with a shotgun. Ow. Suffering injuries to her foot and toes. So she was treated at 2 hospitals and released. That's weird. Like one for the toes and one for the foot.
One hospital wasn't sufficient, so they just did what they could till they got her to the other one.
Makes sense.
Are we going to be shooting guns while I'm here? We always shoot guns when I come to visit.
No, there's no guns here actually. So
somewhere in the state there must be guns.
No, I mean there's guns here. There's just not like we didn't bring guns from Montana. Like all of our guns are still in Montana.
It's a different.
Oh, very sad.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I know. If you would have said that, we could have went to the gun club or something. I don't know. We could go We could go throw knives at stuff. Actually, Bob brought his blowgun. So yeah, there are guns here. There's blowguns.
We have your old roommate's pellet guns, those BB gun things.
Oh yeah, those are airsoft. Yeah. So yes.
We were gonna go blow gunning for deer.
No, we could go blow gunning for those birds you keep watching out there.
The loons.
The loons.
Why can't we blow gun a deer? Come on.
What about the sheep?
Have you ever tried to blow gun a deer?
No, that's why I want to try it.
Let me tell you from experience, it's really hard. You're like running through the woods and then trying to get enough breath to launch one of those darts at a deer. Deer have like thick armor. Maybe I don't know if you've ever petted a deer up close. They're kind of like lizards. Petted a deer. They're kind of like lizards. They're very thick.
Okay, we go to Goat Island then.
Ooh, we could do that. We could blow gun a goat for sure. In Atlanta, they are searching for a woman who was wearing a Beetlejuice costume when she did a little hit and run. There's awesome surveillance video that you can probably watch. The suspect's car nearly flipped when it hit a Mercedes-Benz that was just parked, just hanging out on the street. The video shows the driver getting out and inspecting the damage after the crash. The video shows Beetlejuice getting out and inspecting the damage. Minutes later, 2 other costume men arrived and helped the driver push the woman's car off of the parked Mercedes. The Mercedes is totaled, and she is blaming the driver for taking off. So that's pretty awesome.
They did not say it 3 times.
No, that the name was not said 3 times. Thank you.
That's a good point.
Have you ever been to Zakistan? Either of you?
No.
Zakistan is in Utah. And it's a what we like to call in anthropology a micronation. Are you familiar with the term micronation? It's like a nation,
That's smaller.
but smaller.
Okay.
Like way smaller.
Like the Vatican.
Like this bedroom right here, you could almost consider a micronation.
San Marino.
Right.
Hong Kong.
But yeah, this kid, he's from New York. He is going to just kind of the Republic of Zakistan. I live here. This is my shit. He purchased 2 acres of desert located 60 miles from the nearest town on eBay for $610 back in 05. That's not bad. That's smart business, right?
Yeah.
2 acres, $600. That's
bargain.
not bad. The conceptual goal is I want it to become a real country, he said. He adds out here, it's not that crazy of an idea to have your own little spot and to do your thing. He calls himself the president of Zakistan. He admits he initially found owning the land a hassle, but says now he has grown to like it. He has even created a flag, a victory arch, and a robot sentry to watch over the land's borders for intruders. So the unofficial motto, if you were curious, for Zakistan is, quote, something from nothing.
It doesn't seem to be one of these data havens like the guys that are doing the nations on top of the oil rigs.
Right. Well, those are specifically in international waters to do that. This is just in fucking Utah.
Yeah, but if you're going to have a country, you might as well put in some servers.
Well, yeah, that's true. But a country not in international waters? Like, do you still
Well, a country is a country no matter where it is, right?
Is it, though?
Doesn't matter if you're surrounded or not.
So does that make him a third world country?
Have you seen these pictures?
That's what I'm saying from what I'm seeing.
I think you should team up with this guy. Put in some servers.
I like that idea.
Get our new.
Can we run some fiber? Can we get Google to fly some loons over that thing?
Get our new TLD, our country code.
Ooh, I like that. What would it be? Dot
ZA.
Got in on that real quick.
ZI.
Dot Jai.
Zikistan. What was it?
No, what would the top level be? It'd have to be like dot dicks or something, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean, what? I don't know. Dot.
No, if you're a real country, you get 2 letters.
Oh, that.
Like
I was
ZA.
thinking like the new TLDs.
Like
that
no, dot, like dot US to be dot ZA for Zakistan.
Yeah, I like that. Dot ZN.
But for him to just do it for fun, to not have any political reason for fighting the other nations and issuing your own passports and putting your own servers in there.
Could you just
seems
roll
like he's
in
missing a piece of it?
Take over. Like if we took out his robot sentry, we'd pretty much be like we'd take over his country, right?
I think he needs a couple more citizens, is what I'm getting at.
Maybe some women so that you could start repopulating your country.
Yeah.
He admits that his dream of Zakistan becoming a country is, quote, impossible, but says he's still going to try and make it happen anyway because, you know, hey, what else am I doing, right? Legitimacy is one of those things that's fairly subjective to begin with. It's one of his friends, Mike Abu. But when we're talking about it, does it exist? Yeah, there's no question about it. So, yeah, welcome. He's got his own little sign and everything. I feel like this was on The Onion and the Telegraph made it real.
Something like that, maybe.
You never know. As you know, we had a friend that just came back from Dubai, and I keep forgetting to ask him that. But this article is awesome, and apparently there that the police will just call you and ask you why you're not happy. Like if they find out you're unhappy, like they will go out of their way to try and make you happy.
What?
Because Dubai is about to break into the top 10 rankings of the world's happiest cities. By 2021, you're going to see Dubai in that list. You watch.
I thought Disney was the world's most happy place.
Yeah, well, watch out, Disney, because here comes Dubai. They have a simple survey. Basically, it makes users choose between a frown, a smile, and an unimpressed straight line. This is a very unimpressive straight line, sir.
Color me unimpressed on this story.
Color me unimpressed on this straight line. The police say they will call those who say they are unhappy and be like, hey, why are you unhappy? So.
That's just odd. Weird. I don't know. I don't want people calling me and being like, hey.
The survey received more than 200,000 responses in its first day, with 84% saying that they were happy. 6% were neutral, and 10% unhappy. Watch out, that 10%. They're going to be knocking on your door with some happy pills, trying to be like, hey, Dubai is doing great things. I just wanted to point that out. That's all.
Yes, they are.
Speaking of happy pills, they make happy pills around here?
I think they might.
We saw the truck, right?
Yeah, I think that might be one of those, like, what are they called? Scams? I think he was in happy pill business, but now he's in the weed business, which is a much more legitimate business than probably selling happy pills. I mean, it depends what the happy pill is. That was not one I have ever heard of, and I have taken a lot of happy pills in my time. Never taken one of those, so.
Okay.
None of us even really Googled or looked at that much more.
I can't even remember what the fuck the name is of it, to be honest. I mean, I drive by the truck every day because it's always parked out here, but yeah. It is almost Halloween before we wrap this up, and there was a couple of awesome articles I did want to talk about. The first one is some Halloween costumes that you should maybe avoid. That's not just a lion costume, my friends.
What?
That's Cecil the lion. This is not just a Cecil the lion costume, my friends. It's a sexy Cecil the lion costume. If you're watching the live
Is that
feed,
for real?
you can see right there. That is for real a very sexy Cecil the lion costume, right? Complete with tail and all. Of course, we've all seen the cat costume and the pirate, right? We've all seen that. That's yeah. So then from Cecil, sexy Cecil the lion, we have Cecil the lion's killer, complete with lion head.
Oh, the dentist.
Yeah, right. And blood spatter for $60. It's not bad. We have Caitlyn Jenner, I assume for the males to dress up as the Vanity Fair cover Caitlyn. Looking good. We have, of course, the sexy Cecil. We have the sexy Donald Trump. Sexy Donald Trump.
No.
Can Donald Trump be sexy? Is there anything?
If he's dressed up as a chick, or wait, that came out wrong. If a chick is dressed up as him, no, that's not it either. No, I don't think Donald. No, I don't think so.
Are you ready for Donald Trump to be on Saturday Night Live in a week and a half?
Are you ready for Donald Trump to be our fucking president, dude?
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Really?
Could happen.
You've been talking to
it
my
won't
mom?
happen. It won't
you
happen.
and my mom just
it won't happen. There's zero
vote for
chance.
Donnie, right?
Zero chance of it happening.
Dude, I hope you're right, because we'll be all proper fucked. Ahmed Mohammed costume.
Oh, the clock guy.
The clock guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's the best.
Sexy Ebola containment suit. That is kind of sexy with the mat. Would you wear something like that, BJ?
I can't really
Would you completely get fucked wearing something like that?
That's weird.
That's hot. That's not. Yeah.
You think that's hot?
That's kind of hot.
You're weird.
With the mask and everything.
You're weird.
And the rubber gloves.
You're weird.
Okay.
Prostate.
Big. What about this little marijuana baby costume?
There you go.
Right?
That's pretty badass.
Is it badass or is that bad? Is that in bad taste, putting your baby in a pot leaf costume?
There was a 2-year-old kid on the plane coming over here was wearing a pink Cooters t-shirt.
That's
bar.
That's even worse. Okay. I mean, it's a pot leaf. It's not like it's a joint like you would smoke the baby. Pot leaf is,
BJ, which would be more appropriate for your kid, the weed costume or a Cooters t-shirt?
Ooh. CPS, phone in with your thoughts.
I would rather my kid wear a freaking leaf.
Okay.
It's a leaf.
Leaf it is.
Leaf.
It's a costume.
Leaf wins.
Can we name her Leaf?
Leaf is in, Cooter is out.
What do you, real quick, and then the Pashtun Papa, I don't know what that is. And Sexy Pizza Rat, I don't know what Pizza Rat is. Is that a meme?
What? Oh, that's a meme.
Pizza Rat?
You missed the Pizza Rat meme? That was last week.
Internet.
That was last week.
Remember what we had this talk?
You guys have seen the Pizza
Internet.
Rat.
You remember what we
You've
said
seen
about
the Pizza Rat?
about
You're
the
joking.
Back to the Future
You're joking.
thing? No, I have
You're
not
joking.
seen Pizza Rat.
Well, you better pull it up right now.
Oh no, I'm not. That's not happening. Is there audio to it? No, that's not happening.
Couldn't tell you.
Sexy Pizza Rat. So, all right. And then this one is pretty awesome. Not just like some people don't just go out; they go out as couples. Right, like Assault and Battery. Do you remember that one from a few years ago? Okay, so here's one. It is boobs. Okay, so you're just each wearing part of a shirt that's boobs.
So they're each a boob.
They're each a boob, right? Okay.
So like in Woody Allen's Sleeper, where he says these things usually travel in pairs.
Yes. I haven't been seeing that in ages. The Caitlyn set, both before and after, classy.
A pair of Caitlins.
A pair of Caitlins, his and her Caitlins. Of course, the boobs. This one, kind of amusing. The plug outlet, and then you can stick it in her. I guess, kind of.
It's the U.S. version.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's 120.
120. The fork and the spoon, of course.
I'd go as a spork. I wouldn't go as a fork or a spoon.
You just like, I don't even know how you would do that.
A spork?
With two people? The point is that these are couples
Oh,
costumes.
okay. So by myself, I'd want a spork.
Right.
Got it.
I don't know what this is. Halloween Whopper, I guess.
Oh yeah, they have a green
disgusting.
bun, black. Yeah.
Princess.
It makes you poop green. Did you know that?
That's disgusting. Princess. You know what else makes you poop green? Princess and the Pea. If you eat a bunch of those, what are those candies that we were eating a bunch of?
You were eating sweet tart taffies.
Yeah. If you eat a bunch of blue sweet tart taffies, I'll make you poop green. The Princess and the Pea, right? Carrot and a sexy slutty bunny, and then of course this cool double emoji costume. So, and sharks, of course, the shark. I think our shark costume's better.
Yeah, by far.
Constellations, minions. There you go. So you are allowed to punch anyone in the face, I believe, that you see wearing any of those costumes. Especially the sexy Donald Trump. So.
Most certainly. That one
Alright.
actually could be shot on site.
I
Pretty
agree.
sure.
I agree.
Well, we are going to be having a baby shower later. I brought supplies.
Oh, yeah.
I have a big party.
What kind of supplies did you bring?
BJ, congratulations. Matt, well, congrats.
Well, thanks.
I brought
It took a lot of work.
zombie zone tape.
Ooh, I
and
like that.
spider webs and glow sticks. It's
Perfect.
going to be
The Princess of Darkness will definitely appreciate that.
it's going to be a redheaded bridal shower.
I want to show you this chart real quick before we get out of here. And what this is a chart of where people like or don't like to be touched, right? Depending on if you're a partner, friend, mother, father, acquaintance, stranger, uncle.
Yeah.
Notice uncle, he doesn't like anything down here in the midsection below
Black
the
means
belt.
no.
Black means no.
Okay.
So the uncle, don't touch. If you have an uncle, just keep your hands above the belt and off his breasts. We also have a little spot there where he doesn't like the breasts.
Uncle boobs.
Uncle boobs. The father, he's pretty much down to get touched anywhere but the dick and balls area here. Same with the brother and the aunt, which is weird. That might have been your uncle. Yeah, the uncle is like, stay away from my boobs and dick. The aunt's like, you can touch my boobs, just stay away from my dick. I mean, my pussy.
But if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle.
That is true. She may be. The strangers are just like, don't touch me anywhere from the neck down to my knees. Pretty much. So that's pretty weird. I don't know how I found that. It was just weird.
So that's
they
not
say
the
that some results are unsurprising, such as women are generally more comfortable with being touched than men. However, there are some unexpected findings, such as men would rather be touched on their genitals by a casual female acquaintance than by their own mother. Is that surprising? Really? I would just have some random chick I'm friends with touch my dick and balls instead of my mom. That's surprising, Matt. Is it?
You could also use this chart for the show me where the man touched you.
Right? Where did the man most uncomfortably touch you? For women, it is completely taboo to be touched intimately by someone other than their partner or mother. You women are fucking weird. Unexpectedly, Italians were less comfortable being touched than Russians, and overall, the Finns were the most comfortable. You can touch Finns wherever. Finger in the butt, doesn't matter.
What color?
What color am I touching you on now, BJ?
The shoulder is a red zone.
Oh
No, the shoulders are yellow zones,
Okay.
which are comfortable to appropriate.
it felt appropriate.
That's so weird. Even in an era of mobile communications and social media,
So weird.
touch is still important for establishing and maintaining the bonds between people. We know that if people don't see each other, the quality of that relationship diminishes. Your best friend will bump down to just an acquaintance. So your best friend goes from touch me all over to watch out for the dick and balls area.
So is that how you find out how close your friend is? Is you touch them all over?
I
until
try
they're
to-
like, and you watch their like facial expressions?
I print out this chart and I always keep a copy in my wallet. And then I have a profile for each one of my friends. And then I can just refer to that as to where they like to be touched. And then I will commence the touching because as an Italian, I'm comfortable touching everything everywhere. So,
But not being touched is what it said.
you can touch me sometimes. Depends what you're touching. Upon greeting a stranger, offering to shake hands is the most standard gesture and is appropriate for both social and professional meetings. A handshake is never viewed as rude and carries little risk of making anybody feel uncomfortable. Now switch that handshake up for a hand to crotch shake. See who gets uncomfortable. Social
I would rather
kissing?
give a hug.
Are you a social kisser?
Not really.
MDS, social kisser?
Social?
Only when you're in France?
What's social?
Social kissing, although increasingly taking over from the traditional handshake, is not appropriate in all situations and on the whole. Is not appropriate on the whole and should only be used among friends. Friends' holes.
You need to protect your hole.
And that's right. Hashtag protect my hole. Not upon first meeting. The results indicate that touching is an important means of maintaining social relationships. The touch space map is closely associated with the pleasure caused by touching. The greater the pleasure caused by touching a specific area of the body, such as the dick and balls, the more selectively we allow others to touch the dick and balls. So
Does it have a hug one on there? Like
That's one
it's
to
got
grow
the
on.
kiss and it's got the
no,
handshake,
there's just
but there's
handshake.
no hug?
There's the hand job, the handshake, and the kissing.
okay.
So, yeah. So there you go. Better to know in life. What started all this, I guess, is Michelle Obama. She inappropriately groped the Queen. Apparently, did that happen? I'm out of touch with all
She
this
hugged her, is what
fake
it looks like.
nonsense. It looks like the Queen's getting a little low there, though. If you can we screen share this real quick?
So
here?
who's inappropriately touching her?
Here, if you look at this picture right here, the white glove, black dress, that hand is right on Michelle Obama's crack, right?
Well, I would
that's
go with the
crack.
Queen looks more inappropriately touching
Barack's
Obama.
over here, like making. I mean, he's eye contact with the Queen. The Queen's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna you know, like she's mouthing inappropriateness at the president. Michelle
About his wife.
Michelle just trying to like get her into the mood, basically, with just a calming caress. But yeah, basically almost started World War III, is what happened. So I'm glad that was avoided. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're misreading it.
That could be that's always a possibility. So, all right. Well, anything else? MDS, always a pleasure to have you on, have you here in person in the Jamhole condo.
Thank you very much. Thank you, BJ. I miss all my Jamhole buddies. Wish I could see you more often.
I always, when you come visit, I always feel like Jamhole corporate down there in Florida is sending someone up to like run an audit, and you're all like, "Yep, okay, drugs, check, okay, still alive, check, okay."
Yeah.
So it's good to have you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. And
Been
hi
very
to all
nice
my
meeting
Jamhole
you.
folks, all the people that I met. Thanks to you. And
Yeah.
it's been dozens and dozens of people.
Are
I
you
met.
really thankful for
Thanks
the
to you.
people Matt has had you meet?
Absolutely.
Some of them.
Absolutely.
And
Almost all of
yeah,
them.
gonna try and do this snowmobile trip in February. I don't know if that's even a possibility now with the baby, but I'm gonna try and get the fuck out and go ride some sleds with Puffer one time. So who knows?
Packing peanuts. Told you.
Packing peanuts. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. TheJamhole.com. That's the site. If you listen to the end of last episode, you'll hear some new music coming out. Project LD50. Something me and my brother and a couple friends are working on. So that'll hopefully be out before the baby comes out. Yeah, thejamhole.com/music. You can check out the last album we put out. And hey, if you're buying shit on Amazon, do it through our link. Bookmark that shit. We appreciate it. We get like 8 cents for everything you buy, but that shit adds up over the course of 5 years. So by the time that baby's 10, be able to buy her like some toilet paper or something on Amazon. So we're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes. Leave a review if you listen, all that stuff. And thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Bye.
Woo!
Woo.
Boom!